Today I'm filming the 2021 Toyota Camry XSE. As you guys can see, it's right behind me. My tester is painted in this wind chill pearl paint, which is a $425 charge. I would highly recommend going for that because it looks really good with the black accents. And my tester also has the red interior here. But looking here at the front fascia here of the Toyota Camry, honestly, you guys know that the Camry is not my favorite car in the mid-size sedan segment here because it's too much going on here in the front fascia. But my tester does have these LED projector bulbs with an automatic low and high beam, with an LED turn signal, with an LED daytime running light. But the Camry is starting to grow on me a little bit more than it did before. Looking at the Toyota emblem there, this does house the dynamic radar cruise control. This does have pedestrian detection, and it will stop and go for you. I do like the honeycomb grille here on this refreshed Camry. And Toyota does not offer fog lights here on the Camry. You have to do that with a dealer installed option or aftermarket. But I want you guys to comment down below, what do you guys think about the Toyota Camry here? But looking at the side profile, the Camry has an overall length of 192.7 with a wheelbase of 111.2. Looking here at these tires and rim setup here, these are a 235/40 Bridgestone tire. The wrapped in is 19-inch rim design. I like the multi-spoke gloss black finish here. There's this LED side marker here, and my Tesla does have a panoramic sunroof, which looks really good with the white exterior paint here. But making our way to the rear here of the Toyota Camry, looking at these tail lights here, they're going to be in a full LED with an LED turn signal, with an LED reverse light, with an LED brake light. I do like this teardrop effect here. It's not functional, that doesn't do anything, but I do like the way it looks here on the Camry. There's your Toyota emblem there with your Camry name spelled out. Your XSE badge here. If you go for the 4-cylinder, Toyota will throw in an all-wheel drive badge here, but unfortunately my tester does not have all-wheel drive because of the V6. There's a stand-up backup camera there, and down here there is quad tip exhaust. Open up the cargo capacity. Toyota hides the release button underneath the Y here. Once you open up that, it reveals a 15.1 cubic feet of space. You can also fold the back seats down to do a 60-40 split from these little pull tabs here. Once you pull that, you go through the back seat and you flop it down to give you more cargo space. And underneath here, Toyota does throw in a spare tire instead of a fix-a-flat kit. So sitting inside the interior of the 2021 Toyota Camry XSE, my Tesla does have this two-tone color combination. I do like the red splash throughout this interior here, but shutting the door, to start up the Camry, put your foot on the brake and press the start-stop button right here. Looking here at the key fob, I showed you guys the key fob before. This does have a lock, unlock, also a trunk release with a panic button there. The key is nice. It does have a good weight to it. You put this in your purse or in your pocket. Looking at the door panel materials, it's going to be a soft touch ejection molded plastic. There is this aluminum painted door handle here. It is express up, express down for the driver and passenger, also for the rear windows as well. There's your lock controls here, also for your mirror controls, an automatic high beam switch here, your traction control, your trunk release. Also, there's your fuel cap opener there. There's additional storage here. My Tesla does have this manual tilt telescoping wheel. It does offer a good amount of range and adjustability. I'm surprised to see that Toyota didn't offer a power tilt telescoping wheel. There is these paddle shifters here to cycle through the 8-speed automatic. Your headlight stock and turn signal stock is going to be there. And over here is your wind wiper stock. There is some controls here on the steering wheel, but I do like this 3-spoke wheel design. The steering wheel is nice and wrapped in leather. This does have the dynamic cruise control, forward collision warning, your lane keep assist. Your radio preset buttons are there, your volume controls. You can also cycle through this LCD display by using this button here. It shows you different things like your system status for pre-collision assist with blind spot monitoring, rear cross traffic alert. You can turn those on or off. Also, when you have your phone connected, it will tell you what's playing. Also, your driver support, including your digital speed there. If you don't like full LCD displays, Toyota keeps it really simple here with the gauge cluster. There is an RPM layout there and also a speed layout there as well. My Tesla does have this 9-inch display here, which does have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. There are some physical hard buttons here for home, media, audio, map. There is a volume and tuning knob here, of course. The touch response here on the screen is really good. Going back here to the front, as you guys can see, does have this clean, nice, high-resolution screen. I do like the black piano trim here. There's this carbon fiber-like faux trim here. The upper part of the dashboard does have this soft touch ejection molded plastic, and my Tesla does have this heads-up display here. You can also adjust and position the heads-up display how you would like it. Down here is going to be a USB port with a 12-volt. My Tesla does have a wireless phone charger here. My iPhone 11 Pro Max kind of fits, but I do have it connected to the USB port there. Putting the Camry into reverse here, You guys can see there is this backup camera there with trajectory. There is no rear parking sensors, but my Tesla does have rear cross traffic alert. This is also a wide angle here. Putting it to drive and kicking over to the left, this does have a sport mode in the transmission. It does have an 8-speed automatic with these paddle shifters here. Putting it back into park, there's an eco mode, normal, sport, auto hold, electronic parking brake. And unfortunately, my Tesla does not have cool seats. We have to go for the cool weather package in order to get the cool seats, but my Tesla just comes standard with 3-level heated seats. I like the red splashed out this cabin. Like I mentioned, there's some stitching here. This does have dual climate control. The seats in here, they're supportive, they're comfortable. I like the way they feel. I like the stitching. Also, this gray piping here in the center of the seat. Up here is going to be for the LED lights. There's an SOS button. And also, my Tesla does have this panoramic sunroof to let some light into this cabin, which honestly, it does let a lot of light into the cabin here. But there's this bar that does cut into the panoramic sunroof, but it does look really nice. It does let a lot of light into this cabin. Open up the glove compartment here, is a decent amount of storage. Toyota did a really good job here with the interior of the Toyota Camry, and my Tesla does have the JBL sound system, which sounds pretty good. So I'm sitting in the back seat here of the 2021 Toyota Camry XSE. Looking at the door panel material, is going to be a nice soft touch ejection molded plastic. There's this aluminum painted door handle, nice area here to rest your elbows, nice grab handle, and down here is going to be additional storage. Looking at the legroom, Toyota says you get 38 inches of legroom. If you're looking for more legroom space, you have to check out the other competitor, which is the Honda Accord, that gets 40.4 inches of legroom. But back here, this is where I have the seat to drive. I'm only 5'8", and honestly, I have plenty of foot room underneath the driver's seat here, but there is 2 mat pockets back here for additional storage. You have your own set of air vents back here, but there's no charging ports. The floor back here is not flat, but you can definitely sit a middle passenger here in the middle seat. Pulling this armrest down here, Toyota does throw in 2 cup holders, but I'm surprised to see that there's no storage in here. And above, my Tesla does have this panoramic sunroof. I'm only 5'8". I do have a decent amount of headroom here, even with this panoramic sunroof. But overall, the backseat of the Camry is not a bad place to sit. So I have the hood open here for the 2021 Toyota Camry XSE. Toyota will offer this with 2 different powertrains, a 2.5 liter 4-cylinder, which honestly, I wouldn't go for that engine. If you're looking to have more horsepower, I would recommend going for the 3.5 liter V6 that my Tester has. This makes 301 horsepower, 267 pound-feet of torque, and it's paired with an 8-speed automatic transmission. And as the Camry sits, it weighs 3,500 pounds. Fuel economy is rated at 22 in the city, 32 on the highway, and 26 combined. Toyota does not offer this with all-wheel drive. You have to go for the 4-cylinder version if you're looking for all-wheel drive. Unfortunately, they just don't offer this on the V6 model. So starting off in the 2021 Toyota Camry XSE, my Tesla has the company's 3.5 liter V6. It makes 301 horsepower, 267 pound-feet of torque, and is paired with an 8-speed automatic transmission. The fuel economy, really quick, is rated at 22 in the city, 32 on the highway, and 26 combined. I've been averaging around 25 miles to the gallon. I do have a heavy foot in a sense. With this being a 3.5 liter V6, the V6 does have a little growl to it. That's with it in normal mode. We put it in sport mode. I'm gonna put it in sport mode really quick. My Tesla does have this heads-up display. Iguana ran in front of the car. Great. My Tesla does have this heads-up display here. You can customize it to show different things like your speed, your RPM, also your driver support. My Tesla does have Toyota Safety Sense 2.5 Plus, which includes pedestrian detection with dynamic radar cruise control, blind spot monitoring, road cross traffic alert, sign recognition. So it does come standard with Toyota's driver's assistance, which is really good. I tested out, and it does also have lane keeping assist with lane trace assist, which I really do like. My Tesla does have these paddle shifters here, but put into a sport mode here, the paddles are really responsive, but once I clicked it the first time, I didn't feel like it didn't know what gear to be in, or it wasn't being responsive. But once you upshift, it does sound pretty good. This V6 does have a nice growl coming from it. But putting it back into a normal mode, like I said, I've been averaging around 25 miles to the gallon because I do have a heavy foot. Visibility out of the Camry is really good. You have this good commanding view of the road. These decent size mirrors here, like I mentioned, blind spot monitoring, of course. The steering feel here in sport mode, really quick, honestly, is light and numb, but I can feel what the front tires are doing in a sense. I wish in sport mode it would get a little firm, and my Tesla does have Toyota Sport Tune suspension. I tested a Toyota Highlander XSE, and honestly I really couldn't tell that it had a Sport Tune suspension. Same thing in the Camry here. It just rides so smooth that it doesn't feel like it has a Sport Tune suspension. But overall, the Camry is a really good daily driver. But if you're looking for more power, I would recommend getting the 3.5 liter V6 because it makes 301 horsepower instead of that 2.5 liter 4-cylinder. But if you're looking to get really good fuel economy, then I would recommend going for the hybrid version here of the Camry. This interior here is really quiet, but that V6 does have a nice growl, like I mentioned, coming from it. Unlike the 4-cylinder here of the Camry, Toyota does not offer all-wheel drive, unfortunately. So I'm going to turn the traction off. I'm going to have it in its sport mode here. It's already in sport mode. I'm going to put the transmission to a sport mode. I'm going to hold the traction control button here. And I know that this thing is going to do a lot of torque steer, and I might burn out the front tires. Not necessarily, but let's see what it does. I'm going to brake torque it. Oh, yep. You will peel out. If you do that, you're gonna burn out your front tires. This thing is feeding over 301 horsepower to the front wheels, and unfortunately I'm not sure why Toyota just won't offer this thing with all-wheel drive. I understand that a lot of people don't buy the V6 Camry, but maybe if you guys offer all-wheel drive, a lot of people might end up buying it. But you can get all-wheel drive on the 4-cylinder version. I haven't tested the all-wheel drive system on the I'm sorry, I did test the all-wheel drive system on the Camry. I tested it a few months ago, and the all-wheel drive system is really good. There was no torque steer, there was no wheel hopping, no chirping on the tires like you guys heard from this V6. But mind you, it's a 4-cylinder, but still, it didn't give me those problems like this V6 will. But I turned the traction back on. Let's just see what it does. I'm not gonna brake torque it. I'm gonna just floor it from the stop. Cut power. Oh my God, Toyota, please offer this thing with all-wheel drive. This thing needs all-wheel drive. Yes, like I mentioned, I understand a lot of people don't buy the V6 Camry, but this car really needs all-wheel drive. So you won't have that constantly happen every time you put your foot to the floor, or just in case you wanted to peel out from a from a green light, just in case you want to smoke that Honda Accord that's next to you, which you will not, because the 2-liter version of the Honda Accord is really fast, and also it does have 2 more additional gears compared to the Camry here. But I wish Toyota would just offer this thing with all-wheel drive. This car screams all-wheel drive because, like I mentioned, this thing is feeding over 301 horsepower to the front wheels. My Tesla does have this panoramic sunroof, but there's this bar that cuts into the sunroof, but it still does let a lot of light into this cabin. And honestly, I do like this red interior, like I mentioned. You get 15.1 cubic feet of space. So if you wanted to put your kids in the back seat, you get 38 inches of leg room. But if you're looking for a little bit more leg room, you have to go for the Honda Accord that offers 40.4 inches of leg room if you're looking for that. But the Camry is a really good daily driver, but I would prefer the V6. But if you're always trying to basically speed from a stop, the V6 is not a really good choice because this thing will basically burn out its front tires. But let's see if I could do it without making it trip its tires here. Nope. It's not happening. It's just not happening. But Toyota, if you're watching this video, please reconsider offering all-wheel drive. Even though I know the take rate home for the V6 is really small, but I can imagine if you guys were offered the V6, maybe do it for a limited run. Just do it for a limited run and see if people will buy it if it has all-wheel drive. So after spending time with the 2021 Toyota Camry XSE, I do like the powertrain here on the V6. It's really smooth. I like that it's paired with the 8-speed automatic transmission, which is fast to shift. I just wish Toyota would just offer this thing with all-wheel drive. The Camry with the V6 most definitely needs the all-wheel drive because there's a lot of torque steer and a lot of chirping of the wheels. But they do offer all-wheel drive on the 4-cylinder version here of the Camry. So I'm going to say Camry XSE cost starting price for my testers at $35,545. The Camry here does have some optional equipment, which was in the special paint, the Toyota Guard, which is 2 oil changes in the filter, including that paint protection and destination. My tester here has an as-tested price of $42,666. I would like to give a special thanks to South Dade Toyota for providing me with the 2021 Toyota Camry XSE. If you're in the market for a Camry XSE, you can come to South Dade Toyota and ask for Wilford. He'll get you into a new, used, or pre-owned vehicle. Hope you guys have enjoyed my full overview on the 2021 Camry XSE. Make sure you guys follow me on Instagram at DriveOnReviews. If you guys want to support the channel, just check out the description box down below, and I catch you all in the next video.